Hi, this is Gerald with Artcyclery, and today we're going to go over how to install clipless pedal cleats. For our example today, we're going to use Giro Privateer shoes and Shimano SPD cleats. The basic principles that we'll be going over today will apply whether you ride road or mountain, or if you use a different pair of shoes or a different pair of cleats. Before we start, it's a good idea to apply a little bit of grease to your cleat bolt threads. This is particularly important for mountain cleats because as you ride in wet conditions and step in mud, your cleats are susceptible to rust. Let's start with the right shoe. Install the cleat, paying close attention to the manufacturer's instructions and cues, such as the arrow pointing forward on these Shimano SPDs. Keep in mind that some manufacturers like Time and Crank Brothers have right and left specific cleats that change the release tension of the pedal. Put your washer in place and thread in your two cleat bolts loosely to start. Now, before we install the cleats, we need to see how our feet naturally fall, and then we'll mimic this natural positioning of our feet when we go to orient the cleat on the bottom of the shoe. You're going to want to sit on a table or other stable surface that allows your feet to dangle down without touching the floor. As you can see, my feet are pretty symmetrical with the heel slightly in on both sides. This is normal, and we'll want to set up my cleats to preserve this natural orientation. Next, we're going to want to find the ball of our foot. While wearing your shoes, feel for the bony joint where your big toe meets your foot, and use a pencil to mark this point on the sole. Use a pencil or simply draw an imaginary line across the sole at this point to designate the ball of your foot. You want the center of your cleat bolts to be 5 to 10 millimeters behind this line. Orient the angle of your cleat such that it accounts for the natural positioning we found earlier. My heels were slightly in, so I will want to point my cleats towards my big toe. Now tighten those bolts down to approximately 5 Newton meters. They don't have to be crazy tight, just snug. You will follow the same basic steps with the left shoe and match the positioning to that of the right cleat. Alright, now we have our cleats all set up on our shoes. It's time for you to go out and ride your bike. Remember that the best cleat positioning is determined through trial and error, so you might have to make small adjustments as you ride more and more and get used to the positioning of your cleats. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send an email to info@artcyclery.com or call our toll-free number.